All right, let's dive right into this explainer.
I'm Roman Sterling. This is the Midnight Metamorphosis, your tactical field manual for hacking the night shift.
If you're a nocturnal operator, a nurse pacing the ICU floor, a logistics crew member loading freight at 3 a.m., or a first responder patrolling the dark, listen up. You guys are high-performance machines. But right now, you probably feel like you need a major software update. Welcome to part 3 of our 10-part explainer series based on the Midnight Metamorphosis. Today we're digging into chapter 3, the Cortisol Train Wreck, and we're going to figure out exactly how to stop that massive 4 a.m. belly fat surge.
Okay, we really need to talk about that 4:15 a.m. zombie walk. You know exactly the feeling I'm talking about, right? You hit that wall. It's this visceral, bone-deep exhaustion where your brain just feels pickled in room-temperature bodega mud. Next thing you know, you're wandering toward the break room, completely hypnotized by the humming neon light of the vending machine, staring down some neon orange snack in a sterile hallway. And the crazy part? You aren't even hungry in the normal sense. You just have this gnawing, desperate urge to eat something packed with sugar and calories.
So here's our mission briefing for this explainer. 1. The biological hijack. 2. The hormone civil war. 3. The metabolic tax. And 4. The shift fix. All right, part 1. The biological hijack. Let's get a sit rep on what's actually happening to you. I really need you to hear this. Your 4 a.m. cravings have absolutely nothing to do with the lack of willpower. That standard 9 to 5 nutrition advice telling you to just have more discipline, total gaslighting for a shift worker. The reality is, it's literally your biochemistry throwing a massive tantrum. You are fighting a circadian civil war. See, your brain knows you should be asleep, but your job demands you be on high alert. So your body perceives this unnatural wakefulness during the biological night as a major threat. It basically thinks you're being hunted by a predator. Moving into part 2, the hormone civil war. Time for a threat assessment.
Let's identify the internal entities behind this hijack by looking at the 2 most unreliable narrators in your body right now. Honestly, night shift work makes your hunger hormones act incredibly drunk. Think about leptin. That's your satiety signal, the one that tells your brain to put the fork down because you have plenty of energy stored. Under artificial night lights, leptin just drops off a cliff, gone. Then there's ghrelin, your hunger signal. During the biological night, ghrelin absolutely skyrockets, screaming at you that you're starving, even if you just ate a perfectly balanced meal a couple of hours ago. It is a complete physiological hijacking.
And that brings us to the real heavy hitter, cortisol. In a normal civilian's 9 to 5 world, cortisol does this nice, clean peak around 6 a.m. It acts like an internal espresso shot to wake them up, and then it just slowly declines. But for you, your sleep-deprived system gets desperate and unleashes a massive, erratic cortisol rogue wave right around 4 a.m., purely just to keep you upright. And here's the absolute kicker. That rogue wave triggers what we call a literal muscle heist. Cortisol is a catabolic hormone, meaning its whole job is to break things down. Because your metabolism is basically on strike at 4 a.m., this rogue wave triggers gluconeogenesis. It literally cannibalizes your own hard-earned muscle tissue, treating it like some 24-hour snack bar just to release amino acids for quick fuel. You are essentially trading your high-performance engine for a hit of cheap energy. Which brings us to part 3, the metabolic tax. Let's look at the casualty report. Trying to push through the biological night without a solid plan is silently trashing your hardware and causing severe metabolic dysregulation. Remember how high cortisol triggers those crazy cravings for refined carbs? Well, when you slam that sugary break room snack, you spike your insulin right on top of that elevated nighttime cortisol. Cortisol mobilizes the energy, but insulin tells the body to store it. This creates a trap called the fat storage lock. That energy has literally nowhere else to go but your midsection, building this toxic stress tire of deep, visceral fat that wraps right around your organs like a straitjacket.
And listen, I don't just care about your abs here, I care about your ticker. The data on this is cold and hard. A study out of Nature Communications showed a staggering 25.7% decline in cardiac function markers for people who eat during their biological night. Over a quarter? That 4 a.m. vending machine heist, it's a direct tactical strike against your heart. You're paying a massive metabolic tax just for owning the night without a strategic plan.
All right, part 4, the shift fix. It's time for our tactical counter-strike. So we're done with the damage report. You've got the intel. Now it's time to deploy your tactical counter-strike. Most shift workers just instinctively reach for some low-quality caffeine, that bodega mud, at around 3 a.m. But that is a huge tactical error. Caffeine late in your shift acts as a cortisol catalyst. It spikes your blood sugar, locks your fat stores, and speeds up that muscle heist we just talked about. Our lead countermeasure, though, uses a hydration bridge to create an adrenal shield. This actually protects your muscle, defends your heart, and sets you up to finally get some restorative fat-burning sleep when you get home.
Here is your operational field manual for the night. This is a 4-step shift-fix action plan designed specifically to physically rebuild your metabolic engine and stabilize your adrenals, all without taking in a single calorie from a vending machine. Step 1 is the 4 a.m. hydration flush. When you hit that wall, I want you to drink 16 ounces of water with just a pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt. Why salt? Because your exhausted brain frequently confuses simple electrolyte depletion for a desperate need for sugar. Grinding under artificial lights totally depletes your fluids and minerals. The trace minerals in that salt act as a stress shield, giving your adrenals exactly what they need to manage that cortisol spike without cannibalizing your muscle. Okay, step 2 is a 5-minute brain break. Instead of doom scrolling on your phone in the break room, deploy a box breathing protocol. It's simple. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. This acts as a physical vagal switch. It literally forces your nervous system out of that high cortisol fight or flight mode and drops it right back into rest and digest. It kills the craving dead in its tracks before it can ruin your diet.
Step 3, the vending machine divorce. This one's just a simple security protocol, folks. Remove all loose change and tap-to-pay cards from your wallet before you even clock in for your shift. Seriously, because if the cortisol zombie pacing around in your head can't actually pay for the honey bun, it absolutely cannot eat it.
Finally, step 4 is your long-term shield, adrenal support. Stress burns through your body's magnesium reserves incredibly fast. By adding a magnesium supplement or an adaptogen like ashwagandha to your post-shift routine, you're creating a recovery anchor. This actively brings down your nighttime cortisol levels, which means you can actually get that deep fat-burning repair sleep once your shift is over. Keep these field notes in mind as you execute this strategy. Remember the 10-minute rule. If you implement a strict 10-minute waiting period after your hydration flush and your box breathing and just ride it out, you're going to find that 90% of the time, that starving feeling was completely fake. You were literally just riding out a temporary hormonal dip and an erratic wave of cortisol. So as you head into your next shift under those buzzing fluorescent lights, I want you to ask yourself, are you going to keep overriding your biology and letting cortisol cannibalize your muscle? Or are you ready to deploy these tactical bridges, stop trading your high-performance engine for a toxic stress tire, and finally reclaim your metabolic health?
Stop fighting the night. Own it. Grab the Midnight Metamorphosis on Amazon for the ultimate shift work pro tips. Link in pinned comment.